Mike, any change or any update on Malik's status?
Yeah, Malik won't make the trip to Syracuse this weekend, although there are still hopes that he will at some point rejoin the team. I won't get into timing, but there is a meeting scheduled for Malik and I to sit down and hopefully we can get on the same page and clear things up. But as for now, Malik will not make the trip to Syracuse, so we'll move forward without him.
Next question.
All right, we're good.
Go with Jody.
Mike, you mentioned Tuesday night about the mental, about the guys needing a day off after such a crazy week and I guess 8 days. What was their response yesterday when you got them back?
You know what? It's funny you said that because Christian Cunningham, who we all hold in such high regard for his days playing here, and he's doing a phenomenal job as a GA. One day he'll be a head coach. I really mean that. We just had a staff meeting. We met on practice, and he said, man, you would never know that we've lost as many games as we've had. Like, the guys were, like, genuinely spirited yesterday in practice. We had a little deal at the end of practice where if our offense, our scholarship players scored against our scout team's zone defense, the scout guys had to run, and vice versa. If the scout guys got to stop, the scholarship guys had to run. And our players, thankfully, got the bucket. And so it was just like jubilation, in the gym at that point. And so nobody's hanging their heads in this building. As I said many times before, we have a group of kids that are committed to doing things the right way and are still very much so invested in the rest of this season, starting with practice today and carrying that over to tomorrow.
Go to Michael and then Brett.
Hey, Coach. We were just talking to Jalen, and I asked him about the toughness and where it's been coming from these last couple of games. And he had mentioned that, I guess earlier in the season that when they were faced with challenges like they've faced, that they kind of folded. What has changed? What has made them want to decide, okay, let's fight now, let's show who we are?
Well, I would like to think that we have competitive kids, and we certainly as a coaching staff challenge those guys and every day and try to create moments in practice to challenge them to compete regardless of the score. During the game, even our coaching staff, myself very much so included in that, challenge our guys in moments where we aren't scoring the ball or the other team is on the run and, we're being out rebounded. We want our guys to be fully aware of, hey, this is a tough time. How are we going to respond? And I think just the, the recognition of, us being in a rough spot and challenging our guys to answer the bell to that has hopefully helped them with that. But it starts internally. It starts with each individual making a decision that they aren't going to lay down. And if we can continue to get every kid, every player bought into that, then we'll be just fine.
Brett and then Kent.
Mike, when you talk about that approach, how hard is it continually to do it if they don't get a positive result at some point? And how do you sort of maintain that when they're going through, you said this week, probably more than anybody's gone through the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, I think it helps when you have two good showings. We had two really good showings this weekend against two of the better teams in our league, obviously Duke being one of the better teams in the country. And I think our guys realized, even though we lost, it's like I told them, I don't think I've ever been prouder of a group that has lost back-to-back games. And I know we've lost some prior to that, but obviously, we've had a huge changeover. And since I've been the head coach, I think that the spirit of the group and our commitment to competing and putting ourselves in a position to truly win a game, again, against two really good teams, I think it's galvanized these guys into believing, like, hey, if we can tighten up on some things, we can win a game. So couldn't agree with you more, though, Brett. At some point, we got to be able to cash in and get a win here to bring it full circle. And I think that when that happens, it can open the floodgates in a good way.
Ken and Rick?
Mike, I know you said after the game the other night that the technical at the end was inexcusable, but at the same time, do you get a sense that your kids know that you are completely in the fight with them, and do you think they have an appreciation for that?
I hope so. I'm right there with them. You know, I'm damn near in the stands more than they are, you know, which is a problem. But I'm in it. I'm definitely in it. These are my guys, man. I love these guys. I love them, and I love them a hell of a lot more when we're competing and when we're nasty and when we don't cave in the midst of adversity. And you know, we just fight. You know, there was a possession that I showed them on film where Jared West and L. Ellis got tangled up with Armando Bacot, right? Worst case scenario, you get your two smallest guys on their biggest guy, their best rebounder. And when I tell you they gave it everything they had, I mean, they fought him and tried to keep him off the glass. He gets the offensive rebound anyway. And then Jalen Withers comes over and makes a hard play on the ball, and we get a foul. That is winning basketball. They get 2 points, but as far as I'm concerned, that is what I would call rumbling. That is fighting. That is clawing. That is winning basketball. And that, if we continue to do it every possession, will eventually lead to us getting on the other side of this thing.
Rick?
Yeah, Mike, I know that you guys expressed your concern about some of the calls to the ACC office Tuesday night and Wednesday. Just wondering if you've got any response to what you guys believed, and if you haven't, when you expect to.
Yeah, you know, honestly, Rick, I had a conversation with Brian Kersey, the head of officials, and Paul Brazo, assistant ACC commissioner, and they're great guys. They're really good at what they do. Obviously, a frustrating conversation, but civil at the same time. I don't think anything else is going to come from it. You know, I would just like to think that the next time we get out there, you know, the whistle can be better. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I was always raised to believe that if you can just get the ref to call a bad game both ways, you know, you'll take that.
Anything else for Mike? All right, Coach, thank you for joining us. And thanks all of y'all for joining us as well today. That'll do it for today.
Thank you, Mike.